Hello, wonderful people. All right, today I want to talk about veganism and compassion. All right, before you turn it off, right, just realize this is not about judging anybody. If you've watched my earlier videos, like way earlier, I did actually try activism because I was really into Joey Carbstrong, Earthing Ed, and all this, and I wanted to be the Polish version of it. Didn't work out because there was a lot of resistance because I understand now no one likes to be judged. No one wants to be under attack. And it's not about that. I see what was missing for me in doing activism for about veganism is um, having the non-judgment and looking for all my brothers and sisters as equals. Right? I had to deal with that. I'm over it. I want to be a voice for the voiceless, as I'm still a paladin of the light. I want to stand up for injustice. I don't believe what's happening to animals is right, but I honor your free will. I just want to show you guys there's a choice, just the same as there's a choice for having compassion for ourselves and for others, and that includes animals. All right. Um, all of it's connected, compassion and veganism. So I'll go. So, how many men abuse themselves? This is the mission of the channel here, is to help heal the mind virus that we're not good enough, that we're lazy, or pieces of garbage, whatever toxic mind virus stuff that is inside your head. I want to heal that because I dealt with it for many years, like I mentioned to you guys. For me, it was a drill instructor, basically. Like I called it like the wounded soldier. Always telling, monitoring, am I productive? Am I being productive enough? Am I good enough? How are you spending your time? Oh, you're wasting time. It was this very consistent mind chatter, right? And I think it was based maybe how I was raised, how always just valued about productivity, or if I was, you know, good enough. Hard to say where it really it came from, but it was there, and it was this, like I said, tyrannical inner voice. Um, yeah, like I would whip myself to shape. There's a lot of I also especially like in my early 20s, like I heard like you should be doing this, should, and I had this tape recorder in my head, should, and like I said, guys, like having should, it's oh my gosh, it's so stressful, man. Especially should according to whom? From mama and tata that don't live here, that don't know your life, you know. I'm saying mama and tata because it's like the Polish way of saying it. But you know what I mean? Just this very, and I thought this is just how you could be productive, a good, productive citizen, right? You have to should on yourself all the time. I didn't lack, I lack so much compassion for myself. So imagine that suffering we have, like in the internal world. Imagine the suffering people inflict onto animals. And just the pain I felt with my mental anguish, I can't imagine, the fear, the despair that animals feel. Like, have you actually looked at the footage of these factory farms? It's abhorrent. Like, and do you really want that stuff in your body? Be honest. Be honest with yourself, guys. Do you want to consume cruelty? Do you want to consume cruelty? And I I understand. I hear like, oh, I don't. I only eat like meat once in a while, or I get it from this magic farm. These magic farms don't exist. Even if they did, it's unnecessary. There's a lot of studies that's been showing that we don't need animal products to thrive, right? You don't. And I'm not here to debate anyone. You know, I'm healthy. There's many other wonderful people like Aaron Apke, Hans Herbivore, Adam Kuczynski. There's many examples you can Google. It's not, I- facts are facts, man. Um, you don't have to believe it or whatever, but I'm just saying, like, I've been vegan for 9 years. I'm still here. I'm in the best shape of my life. So, I'm just saying there's a better, there's a different way. All right. Um, what did I have here? Okay. All right. We live in a world where most of us can choose compassion, but we don't. And I think a lot of it's the same with men. As honestly, I didn't even realize self-compassion for myself was a thing you could do. It was like, oh, that's gay. Like loving yourself, Some, something ridiculous that, or is it girly to like, I don't know, whatever block of love I had, like something like that. And we live in a world now where we can choose compassion when we go to the grocery store. A lot of people think it's just impossible, or like you only eat salads or something. Pretty much anything that is like non-vegan, there's a vegan alternative that tastes the same, or if not better. You know, there's different protein sources you can get that, seitan, soy. I know soy is a big like red flag for people, but soy is fine. Soy boy. I guess I'm a soy boy. Um, but I'm just saying about you can choose compassion. Choose compassion for yourself and for your choices. Okay. And veganism is about doing the least amount of harm possible. Least amount of harm possible. So wherever you are in the world, isn't that like a great value to have to try to do the least amount of harm? And that includes in yourself, guys. Because I think we value at some level in society cruelty. Like it's okay to be cruel to yourself. I think we normalize it, especially as men. Like think about like in the army, right? The drill instructors they beat you down. They call, oh, you suck, private. It just kind of like especially as men. This is how life is. You have to have that voice. Or like, oh, it's got to be manly. It's manly to eat meat. It's propaganda, guys. Like, how is it manly to go to the grocery store and buy up an already dead animal? Tell me, please. I think it's manly to protect the innocent. Isn't that, protecting the innocent? The voiceless, man. That's manly for me. Right? Like being the protector. And don't say, oh, if like you hunt. Like, we don't need to hunt anymore. Come on. Okay. Um, Also, if you're in the spiritual scene, because I posted this on Reddit from Course in Miracles, and then they said, the world is an illusion, so it doesn't matter if I eat meat. But would we have the same for humans? Like, oh, if the world is illusion, I could just punch people or be mean to them because it's an illusion? Of course not. I think that the same amount of compassion can be extended to animals. I know this is sounding judgmental. I'm really trying not to. I'm just okay. There's always a choice. Always a choice. I respect your free will. Because I used to impose my free will. It's like I am right. It's not about who is right or wrong. I'm just saying there's another way. There's another way. Okay, make your mind a sanctuary, not a slaughterhouse. It's like from the Course in Miracles, right? Make your mind a sanctuary, not a slaughterhouse. And I think naturally, when we go vegan and we actually have this compassion towards ourselves, it becomes easier to extend it towards others, right? Towards animals. I do think that was a big part of also my healing journey as well. Okay, you can be super healthy as a vegan. There's tons of documentaries, game changers. What the health? You can look it up yourself. But you can be super healthy as a vegan, right? So if we if we can thrive on a plant-based diet, because veganism isn't just a diet, right? But the clothes you buy, all this, like doing the least amount harm possible. Isn't that a beautiful philosophy, man? Going around the world and really trying to do the least amount of harm possible, like within your capabilities. I think that's a beautiful philosophy, and we should really like uh, instead of making these jokes like, "Oh, you're vegan, oh, no, a level 5 vegan or whatever," like we should cherish that. Be like, "Oh man, good for you, man!" And I implore anyone, just like try it out, man. Like I used to be a huge meat eater. Like think of in Chicago, I think has one of the biggest meat factories in the whole United States. Like I used to eat meat all the time, and it's like That's what my dad thrived of. Like he said, oh, this is the Onasi thing. We eat meat. Men eat meat. I had it. All this stuff. Always like, how can we feed the planet? Um, how can we feed the planet? We already feed. I think it's about 80 billion land animals. 80 billion land animals. Like, come on. And we're using 75% of the land. 75% of land we use for animal agriculture. It's insane amount of resources that we could just be giving that like to ourselves, man, or reforest it or something. It's a huge waste of resources, man. Huge. And think about the also the compassion for human beings, man. Who do you think works in those the factory farms, right? Like not like in Poland, it's actually a lot of Ukrainians or people like that work under the table. In America, I think there was a story in Nebraska where like kids were found there. Like think about being a kid and working in such a place, right? Like, do you think Jesus would want to be in a slaughterhouse? Honestly, do you think he'd be going to the slaughterhouse and be like, "Oh, this is fine, this is fine"? No way, man. Like, even Aaron Apke was talking about like the Jesus diet, where it's like eating fruit in the morning and then other plant-based things like seitan in the afternoon, evening. No, absolutely no, and no meat. Like look it up, man. Um, yeah, I talked about okay masculinity. Oh, it's good for your soul. Like in SpongeBob. Yeah, it's good for your soul. I think it's good for your soul, guys. Honestly, like what they say, you are what you eat. So if you're eating the stress, the cruelty, the absolute abhorrent stuff that goes on there, man, like, c- can you watch like 5 minutes of slaughterhouse footage? Like, if it's not good for your eyes, how is it good for your stomach? Honestly, honestly. And I've done outreach where guys would say, "Oh, I don't feel anything." Man, you don't feel anything? Man, and we're like, "Oh, that's manly. He doesn't feel anything." Bro, bro, come on. Where's your empathy? Where's your compassion? For sentient beings that feel pain. Man, come on. Like imagine if they're dogs. Like in China, they eat dogs. I was like, oh, in Poland or U.S. we don't eat dogs. Well, China they eat dogs. That just because we were raised culturally that dogs and cats are pets. Pigs are very smart. They have personalities. I think they can also recognize themselves in mirrors. Super smart, man. And also like I also hear like objections that could be expensive. I think people have the misconception that it's expensive when they think about all these like fake meats. You don't have to have fake meats. In fact, I don't really buy fake meat. I do like 100% plant-based diet. Really, not very little, if not any, processed food. Like all natural, like lentils, legumes. Um, I know people don't like soy, but I do. Yeah, I do consume a lot of soy, and I I don't have any man boobs, so. I know this is a faceless YouTube channel, and I know I have like videos of my face from my earlier videos, but they're kind of nyaktuan, and they're not like how I look like now. Right, Jesus is like um, okay, what did I write here? Non-judgment. Not everyone will choose this, just like not everyone will choose compassion. Yes, yeah. Just like as men, we always have the choice to choose compassion for ourselves and for others. And some people I know on this planet, they won't choose it. They will choose to attack. And then that's their thing, man. And that's whatever you decide. I'm just telling you, there is another way. Another way exists, and I've debated people about like science and all that. And I'm just like we live in a world where you can find anything is true. You can find a study that eating poop is healthy. Like what am I supposed to do with that, man? Like I'm just saying, it is possible. It is possible, especially 2025. Come on, imagine Jesus holding the lamb. Like that image we have of Jesus, right? He's holding the lamb. He's not killing it. He's just holding it, gently. Okay, and we think cruelty is strength, but it's weakness. We think in this world is upside down and backwards, where the cruelty is strength. But think about And then that's why I said where the disempowering voice comes from. Like at some level, we hold on to it because we believe, oh, if I'm cruel enough, I will change. If I'm cruel enough to my change, I will change. And I'm telling you, wake up. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. If it would have worked, it would have worked by now. I suffered enough. Enough is enough. No, 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 no. Cruelty is weakness. It is. I think that we are so much stronger together. We are so much stronger together if we collaborate. That means collaborating with yourself, working with yourself. The unity consciousness, it begins with just saying, I am where I am. It's okay. I'm going to be on my team. I'm going to be on my team. I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. I catch myself still, going, finding a reason to berate myself. But now I'm at least aware to catch myself like, no, I made this vow to never abandon myself. And like I say in every video, please don't abandon yourself. Be on your own team. This is self-compassion. Okay. What else here? Okay. If yes, yes, like I said, if we think we're cruel enough, remember, Holy Spirit loves you and will help you wherever you are. It can help you build whatever you want. Right? This is why I say like co-creating with Holy Spirit. Right? Like I know these videos are just turning out, but I love it. I feel I am co-creating with Spirit. Like I'm building something that I love to do. And same with Mixed Nuts with my improv group. Like I co-created with that. Like I want to spread joy, and Holy Spirit gave me this avenue to help build it. Right? With no cruelty, man. No cruelty whatsoever. And I know how hard it can be, especially when in the trenches of the mind. But take it day by day. Right? Same with veganism, man. I was vegetarian for 1 week. I know that seems like not a lot of time, but the only thing was vegetarianism. Um, a lot of people like get stuck at there. Um, like there are ways of getting eggs. Like if you have chickens, you don't kill them. They lay eggs. You eat that egg. There's no harm, right? No harm done. I understand that, but the egg industry is just even worse than the meat industry. Really look it up, like grinding male chicks alive. It's so I understand it might be easier, but if you do choose to go to this more compassionate lifestyle, I encourage you, limit that time to be vegetarian. Okay, and I know I'm. If this is sounding judgmental, remember this is not my intention. Not my intention at all. I'm really working on it, so please bear with me. If you see, like in my earlier videos, I was very, very militant. I'm not trying to be a pick me vegan. I'm just really trying to do activism through in alignment to the Course in Miracles and alignment of the free will principle. Because I know, like, we were indoctrinated, guys, ever since we went to school, feeding us meat. I remember when I was doing my observation lessons for at Montessori, they gave these kids like nasty ass looking meat. I'm like, this is what you're feeding your kids, and they have, we feed them before they even think about. They don't even know where it's coming from, man. That's the thing. Why do you think they hide the footage? Because they don't want you to see it, man. If they showed it like at school, like, hey, this is where meat comes from, you think honestly people would be eating meat? Honestly, I'm really, I'm so passionate about this. I'm just, I'm asking you, but you always, like I said, I can't like grab you for this video and show and make you go vegan. It's impossible. uh, like I said, it's about, and I can't make you be compassionate to yourself or to others, or extending that compassion to your, food choices or clothing choices. But I hope someone there is like on the precipice and just needs a little nudge. I hope I get to those people. All right. And if you do choose, there might be resistance. Actually, there'll be a lot of resistance. This is I think I understand because when we go against the grain, we go against the grain anyway, especially just trying to be more positive in this more negative, fear based world. I understand there's going to be a lot of resistance. Even from my own parents, especially my own mother, that's something I really had to deal with. I remember we went to for Thanksgiving, I think about 3 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, and I remember I looked at the turkey and I made like a sad expression. I didn't say anything. My mom, like in front of everyone, she's like, "Oh, look at Kahir, dun 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 na 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 na." My own mother, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. So funny, funny. The person is supposed to teach me empathy and compassion. That's how she thinks about animals. Like, if at least be quiet, you know. After that, we did have a long conversation, but still, you know, the damage is done. You know, um, s- I know I'm trauma dumping with you guys. I mean, this is also part of my healing journey. I feel like I need to share my story, man. All right. So if you want more compassion, choose compassion. Choose compassion every day, and I do believe it comes with our choices, man. Our choices do matter. Our choice, like the world has become more and more vegan. Look, there's this Instagram page, plant-based news. It goes like, now I think like in France they have like a supermarket aisle of um, vegan things, like vegan options. And I went to Slovakia and they also had like this big aisle of vegan products. Like the world is changing, right? Why? Because more and more people are choosing vegan options. Like Warsaw is one of the top 10 vegan friendly cities, right? Because people, you know, there's demand for it because people keep buying it. Right? Of course, you know, the battle continues, this crusade of veganism. But um, I want to find a way where I could just encourage people, not through judgment, because no matter what you're doing, you are a perfect, blessed son of God. Remember this. You're as perfect as God created you, no matter what you're doing, right? So it's like I want to speak up for the animals, but I also want to speak up for you. This is why I went vegan, because I want to speak for the voiceless, like I said, and the voices also for humans, right? Because I was that quiet kid. I was a quiet kid suffering, man. You know that. And I see that in animals and they're suffering in silence. And I just want to be a voice for them, man. All right. I hope I didn't trigger you guys too much. All right. May the Holy Spirit light up your path wherever it takes you. All right. Take care.